and welcome to another episode of the Love and Light Talk Show. I'm your host, Jayshree Shrikant, and I've come to you with another super soul because he truly is. I have with me Vaisak Sabu all the way from Kerala in India. Vaisak, thank you so much for being here on my show. Now, Vaisak is very popular on YouTube. He has a huge following. And I would say he's almost like a spokesperson for Isha Foundation. Now, for those who are the uninitiated, we think everybody knows Sathguru, but believe it or not, there are still a few people. I know, I'm like, are you living under a rock that you don't know about Isha Foundation and Sathguru? But believe it or not, there are. So I'm just going to give a little bit about what Isha is, okay? Isha Foundation, which is begun by Sathguru, is when he started it off, it was, he introduced very simple yoga practices, but their flagship program called Inner Engineering, it introduces people to simple yoga practices and the Shambhavi Maha Mudra. Corporate leadership forms a core audience of these programs. Now, it views depression as a result of a false widespread belief about an ability to change the world according to one's desires, and offers to teach the technology, or as Vaisak put it, the tools of mental well-being, and it offers to teach technology and to help you. So this is so valid because that's actually how you discovered Isha too, because tell us your stories of the depression and just walk us through it.
Yeah, before I start, what is the time limit, Akka? What is the time limit of your show?
As long as you want to talk, no problem. I can put a part 2 as well.
No. Yeah, namaskaram everyone. Thank you, Akka, for having me on the show. So, like you said, my own story, like you're going through it, like depression, that's exactly how I found it. From a young age, I've been brought up in a family that is quite well off. I have loving parents. I have had lots of money. I studied in Qatar, which is a Gulf country. Usual cliche thing, all people from Kerala have
Everybody
a Gulf connection.
Goes to Qatar, right? My mama was in Bahrain, so
yeah.
A long time.
Yeah. So it is in Qatar that, exam stress and all this came into play. And, I had anxiety and depression. So initially my parents would take me to psychologists, but I wouldn't budge. So then finally they talked to a doctor and said, it's better to take him to a psychiatrist. So that's when I went to a psychiatrist, and they first told me that you have depression, and that is why you're suffering from this. And I was given this medication called Prozac. And they said, it will help in clearing the chemical imbalance. And I took it.
The miracle drug.
The miracle drug. Mm-hmm. So I started taking it, and actually I felt better. Immediately I felt better. Okay, suddenly I was not feeling like crying. Suddenly I zoned out. That would be what I would be explaining it right now, that I was not feeling any emotions. But then after 1 month only, I had a seizure. 1 or 2 months I had a seizure. I just
would you say the Prozac would numb your brain to a certain level? Is that what you're feeling?
Yes, right now I would definitely say that the medications definitely the way I could feel the world, because I was feeling sad, anxious, because I wanted to do a lot of things at that time. I was first in my class, but I actually didn't want to be. I wanted to play around. I wanted to do a lot of things that my friends did. Yeah, but but on the other end, studies was more important. So much clash in that young mind, I guess. So I think the medication actually just zoned it out. It was kind of like a sedation.
Right.
Yeah. So I had the first, seizure. And when I talked to my psychiatrist, she said it must be something genetic. It can't be of the medication. It's totally natural. So, but still my parents felt something was off, and we stopped, I stopped my studies over there, and I returned back to India, Kerala. I joined a school over here, and I met another psychiatrist from Nimhans over here. So he said, it is definitely a problem of the psychiatric medication, but we'll put you on a new kind of drug.
Oh boy. I got jumping from one drug to another drug.
Yeah. So I was put on Dipakot. But school also, I was getting so much issues, anger issues. And I came from a school where there are only men. I studied
Oh, is it?
Yes. So
I went to an all girls. I'm actually from Africa. I went to an all girls school.
Okay. Oh, is it? How was it?
It's actually nice. I liked it. It makes sense, I'll be honest with you, because no distractions.
Right. So I'll continue from where you said I was coming from a no distraction place. Suddenly all the ladies were in class and I was getting
Whoa,
yes.
Who is that?
Yeah. So all these things, yeah. So I definitely did not know how to handle such things, and things started getting worse. But I somehow managed school with the medications, with counseling, my mom's support, and so many things were happening together. One thing that I used to do was I used to play a lot basketball, and also maybe that kept me going rather than the school. I think it was just that's something to involve in, and some friends were there, so that helped me get through that. And I went shifted to college, and college, by the first year I had two more seizures because of these
Oh my
medications. By
God.
the yeah, by then it was sure that it was a side effect of the
Now,
medication.
how old were you when these seizures were happening?
I would say maybe 18, 19.
Oh,
That's it.
that's actually a
Yeah,
very crucial time in your life.
yeah. That's very crucial because at that time the doctor also said like three times if you have seizures, that means for your life you will have this. You can't do regular things like go for swimming,
Nothing.
ride a bike, travel
Nothing.
alone, or yeah, nothing. So I was like, what the hell? I'm not able to do anything that at that time a person of my age should be doing. So luckily in college, one time I got this seizure. One of the professors actually recommended there's a psychologist. Why don't you see it? So we went and saw the psychologist, and he told me like you do not need these medications. We can taper them off. And I did not believe it. Like till
Hmm.
now, all the people I had seen had told me that this is the way. There is a
Right.
chemical imbalance in your brain. You need to have
Right.
medications. So I didn't believe him, but I was like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm taking these medications and nothing is working. So let me try this.
Okay.
So the therapy he gave me, the kind of exercises he gave me, I started doing it regularly. And within 3 months, I was tapered of all my medications, which my psychiatrist had told me that I need to take it for lifelong.
Right. Right.
And these are psychiatrists from NIMHANS, the best places, who told me that this needs to be lifelong. But I tapered them off like very
Taper them
easily,
off.
like yeah, tapered them off. Not in one go, but slowly,
Oh yeah,
slowly.
yeah. It can have an adverse effect actually.
Yeah.
And so then, how did you learn about in
Yes,
engineering?
that's what I'm coming to. So even though the drugs were tapered, I was like, this is the thing. Like at that time, I was like, this is the thing that the world needs. Like something like that. Because I was always in search for something to offer to people. I had always this thing in me that I need to help people. It will make me happy, always from my childhood. So I thought, okay, depression is so now widespread. So I will help people. So at that time, I just finished my engineering. I had a lot of back papers, but somehow within 2 extra years, I completed. So I went for a job in Qatar, but somehow my mind was like, I need to do something. So then I came back to India and started doing psychology. Like I joined for a master's course in Gujarat. And then there I met a girl and I fell in love with her.
I was like,
And yeah.
where's the girl? There's got to be a girl. Where
That is
she's
what
at?
yeah. So I went to study psychology and to help people, but I fell in love with the first girl I saw. But that really didn't work out. And
Okay,
at that time, that breakup was really, really hard on me. I really couldn't take it.
because you
And
you you fell in love hard.
yeah, yeah. The thing was that I thought now I had stopped medications, the depression won't come back, the anxiety won't come back. But with this breakup, everything that I lost means it all came back in a
Yeah,
big boom.
yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? I'm not taking any medications. I'm not going through any big life struggle. There's no exam stress or nothing, but still I'm suffering. So I knew something was missing, like something for six. It took me around 6 months to get out of it. And at that time, I also felt a little suicidal also. Like
Okay.
I felt like this is the time to end my life, but I didn't. It was not that big. But I realized that this is not the way. Like what I've got, it is still not the source of happiness. Like there
No.
is something more. But after 6 months, it somehow settled, and again I was going through. I was super happy again, to be very frank.
Yeah.
I met a lot of friends and all. And then I thought I'll do my MPhil in clinical psychology because that was the next step for me.
Right.
So I wrote a lot of exams to get into it. And finally, I got into a college. And actually, this was the time when I actually got that call that, hey, Vaisak, this is from Amity and you have been admitted.
Oh my God.
Instead of being like,
Oh.
yes, I made it, I was like, shit, how did I make it?
Right.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I got
So
anxious.
you didn't even believe it. So
I don't know.
you couldn't even celebrate, so to
No.
speak,
Yes,
because already you're starting to doubt yourself.
because this was supposed to be my passion. Like my parents had told me, like do something in engineering. You had complete your
Oh my
degree.
God.
You can do a normal job. You can have a
Yeah.
family, happy life.
Yeah.
But me was like, no, I want to help society. I want to do psychology. I want to help other people suffering. But here I am suffering myself.
Yeah.
How
How
am I
can
going
you
to help?
help somebody else?
How can I help others? So I was like, why the hell am I getting stressed? And that slowly started increasing. I started getting panic attacks, and I became like such a little kid that I was like, Mom, I can't travel. I need you with me. Such
Oh,
a thing.
oh my gosh.
So by that time, I used to,
This must have been tough on your parents too, because they don't know what's going on with you.
yeah, it has always been tough on them because from a very young age, I'm going through depression. And more than the person suffering it, I feel it's the people around them who suffer even more.
True.
This is something that most people don't say, but I have seen my parents
Yes.
because they really don't know what I'm going through or
They don't.
when I'm actually depressed or what the hell is going on,
Yeah.
you know.
They feel
So now
helpless.
they feel helpless. Like they can only do what the doctors say. They sometimes say it's medication, sometimes say it's therapy, but they definitely can't help, right?
No.
So yeah, so that by that I was a voracious reader of books by that time. Like I used to consume books. I used to read a lot of self-help books, all this magic,
Right.
thought, mind, everything I used to read.
Yes.
So I knew the power of subconscious mind, this, that, so many things.
You
But
read
still
so much. Okay.
I read, but nothing was working for me. But I used to read Sadhguru books also. So there was something in those books. I wouldn't say they transformed me, but there was something different. And there was something different. So I read all of Sadhguru's books, including Inner Engineering. They are all very super logical. So when the time I was having this panic and anxiety, there is one book of Sadhguru called More Than a Life.
Okay.
It goes a little supernatural in it. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I'm very anxious. Okay. I'm looking for something in Sadhguru books. And I'm reading like, what is this nonsense? I can't turn. Usually I read a book in like 2 days. I'm so fast reader. That even if it's a 500-page book.
This was taking you time.
Yes. This was not taking my time. I'm not able to turn the pages. I'm like, this stuff can't be real. This stuff can't be real. This is not real. How can, like, I read a lot of spiritual books, autobiography of a yogi, guru, sex, miracles happen. But this is supposed to happen like 500 years back. Now such things don't exist.
Don't exist. Right.
It doesn't exist.
It does not exist, right.
It not exist. But when I'm reading this, I'm like, what the hell? This stuff can't be real. So I was like, I need to find this out for myself.
So you were very curious.
I'm very curious. I'm like, I need to know this. Like, enough of like book reading. Now it's time to take some action, some steps that I can do. Because I had earlier also taken some steps. Like I had gone for a Kriya Yoga and I had ordered their classes, but somehow I'm not able to practice it on my own at home.
Right.
So then so I read this book and I told my parents that I need to go to the ashram and stay for 3 days because there's this Dhyanalinga that Sadhguru has consecrated. It's a tool, a meditation tool. I read about it.
That time when you went, it wasn't as popular as what we see today, right? I'm guessing the time when you went, or was it already pretty?
It was super popular. It's just that in social media platforms it was not there because so many people had done inner engineering. That's the reason. Like I'll come to it. That's the reason why I started the YouTube channel also. So while coming to it, like Dhyanalinga. But like when I was reading this book, I didn't even know that Sadhguru had a YouTube channel. I never used to watch Sadhguru on YouTube much.
Right.
But Sadhguru was super popular on YouTube then also.
Huge.
But I didn't know it because it was just 2 years back I got initiated. So then I told my parents I need to go to the ashram because everyone thinks ashram is a place where you go and you don't come back.
I went there and I did not want to come back.
Yeah, did not want is something, but most people think you can't, or like it's everyone is sitting and meditating.
You mean like it's like a cult?
Occult, no. In most Indian parents think when their kids say they are going to ashram, it means he will leave everything material life.
Yeah. It happened to another friend of mine, but she did stay though.
She did. Oh my God! Then it's confirmed.
She did stay.
It can happen.
She's like, I'll be back. And
she didn't. Okay, that can also happen. So then I convinced my parents. I booked a room because my thought was I go to the ashram. I sit in front of the Dhyanalinga, my problems are solved, or some like something miracle will happen.
Right.
Some explosion will happen, and something like someone will touch my forehead, or something of that sort was going on. So, but when I reached the ashram, I was like, I wanted to see this Dhyanalinga. Because Sadhguru has written so much about in that book, like it.
Yeah,
because it has taken many lifetimes.
Just be in the presence of the Dhyana and that's it,
That's it. Because according to Sadhguru, he has taken like 3-4 lifetimes to make this stuff. Yeah. Thousands of yogis have come and they have failed in making the Dhyanalinga.
And he did it.
And he did it, and this is what it is there. And if I sit in front of it, if it is such a big miracle, something should happen to me, right? It is something like that.
Nothing happened, right?
Nothing happened. I went.
Me too.
And I sat,
Me too. I too went with. I was like you. I was like, I'm 100% sure. I'll sit, my third eye is going to open.
Yeah.
I'm looking around me. I'm like, what are these people seeing? I'm not seeing this, you know?
Yeah.
I felt a little left out though.
Yeah, definitely. So I sat there for first time. I thought nothing is up. So I thought maybe, there's this Surya Kund. Maybe I should dip in it and then come and sit.
Yeah.
So I dipped in it and went and sat there. Nothing happened. In the end, ultimately, I did some shopping. Like I did a lot of shopping over there. I bought some
Oh my
copper plates
God.
and all.
Yeah.
And but in between I was staying over there. I was not using my phones. I was just seeing what all was happening.
Yeah.
Like, and the one thing, it was not the Dhyanalinga, it was not the Surya Kund. Like every day morning, there's this at 5:30 a.m. everyone wakes up and there is a place where everyone starts their morning practices.
Okay.
And then when I sat there, it just hit me. There is something going on over here, because the practices they were doing, the kind of involvement they had, the Guru Puja that was going on, there was something different to it. I couldn't place like what it was.
That's what clicked.
That's what clicked. I was like, what is this? And even when I was in the ashram, no one told me like Sadhguru or Isha has programs like inner engineering or
Oh my God.
yogas. I did not know.
Nobody is selling anything to you.
Nobody was selling anything to me. Even my friend who was a Hatha Yoga teacher who had done all the programs of Isha and there was a trained Hatha Yoga teacher. He used to talk to about Sadhguru, but he never told me there's a program known as inner engineering or it'll help with depression or anything.
Oh my God.
Nothing. So I never knew. But when I went here, still I didn't know. But when I was staying in that place, this friend of mine, I had called him that I'm going to Isha. So when I reached there, he actually messaged me, there's a program happening in Kerala called Inner Energy. Why don't you join it?
Okay.
So I was like, why not?
Perfect.
Anyway, I'm here. I need to know it. So I registered. 3 days finished. I was peaceful in the ashram. I went with a lot of anxiety and eating the vegetarian food, being in ambience.
Oh, that food is so good.
It's very tasty. I especially went in the mango season.
Oh God, so lucky.
And it's the first time I'm eating mango like that. Usually in home we peel it, but here we are raw eating it. Yeah.
Hey, this guy. Hey, sit down.
Let him also be there.
Fine. You also be on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there I was. I came back, and again that anxiety started coming back, because what I wanted was, I did not want to stay at the ashram. I wanted some tools with which I could, manage at my own place. Because I wanted to live the regular life. I wanted to do everything.
I'm putting him down.
Okay.
Sit. So yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I wanted a tool with which I could work at home. Like I could do all the regular stuff that people wanted to do. So I came here at home. Again, the issues started happening. But what I realized was that the inner engineering program was happening just like 2-minute walk from my place, from my aunt's home where I was staying.
Okay.
And it has been happening for so long, for 4 years, and I never knew.
You had no idea.
I had no idea. So what I did was, I was properly preparing for the program. By that time from the ashram, I had got some small initiations like arm chanting, some simple practices which I used to do.
So the arm is like basically every day 21 times, right? That one.
Yeah, the 5 minutes, they said you do it regularly for 40 days. It'll help you with your mental issues, stress and all. It'll help. That's what they said. It's not a complete thing, but it definitely supports.
For those who are watching, just letting you know, saying Om, it's not actually not O. It's a complete, how do you say, misinformation. It's actually O. So definitely, I will link the Sadhguru is doing it on YouTube. So I'll link that in the description box as well. Because gotta say Om the right way.
Yes, it is.
That's why you said
Yeah, yeah. Because I was also like like and that's when I realized like there is a lot more science to it. It is not something made up. There's a lot more things going on with it, and that's the first time like I realized that this is a science. This is not some mumbo jumbo. Like there's a lot more to it than meets the eye.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I kept my mobile at home. I did not want anything to disturb me. This is how I went to the pro. I did not even take my mobile. I just kept it at home. I just went there. I was like, I need to do. Yeah. So I just walked there. I went there and I did not have any expectations. I was like, okay, let me just attend it. And I just went there. I sat there. And the introduction, the teacher was saying something like, what is being offered to you is something which 100 years ago you would have to leave your home, leave your family and go in search of a guru.
Yeah.
And let's say you went in search of a guru, it's highly unlikely you would find one. You might actually die. You might not even find. And let's say if you find,
you'll die looking.
Yeah, you'll die looking mostly, or you might meet some fraud person or something.
And there are many fraud gurus. Oh my gosh. There's one, he's very funny on YouTube. I forget his name. He has like these 3 lines. I think you know who I'm talking about, but yeah, he's
So, and the teacher also says, let's say you find a true guru, a genuine guru, he's gonna make you go through 12 and years of hardship before he actually initiates you into practice. So that is what is being offered over here. At that time, I knew I was at the right place. I knew this
yeah,
is what I was looking
yeah,
for.
yeah, yeah.
And for the next 7 days, I just involved in the program,
Oh, so it's
whatever was
7 days. 7 days.
at that time. Yeah, the regular program is a 7-day
And
program.
and like how many hours in a day?
So how it happens is it happens in 3 sessions. Like we can choose any one of the sessions,
Okay.
either the 6 to 9 a.m. one or the 10 to 1 p.m. or
Mhm.
the 6 to 9 p.m. So it is made in such a way that even if you're going for a job, or even if
You
you're a
can do
housewife,
it. You
or
can do
even
it.
if you're a student, you can do it and then do your regular thing.
Oh,
So it
wow.
wouldn't hamper your regular routine.
Got it. I got it.
And only the Sunday will be a full day, whereas 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Mhm.
you need to be there, where you are initiated into the yogic practice known as
Right,
Shambhavi Mahamudra.
right. Oh, wow.
So initiation happened. Again, nothing happened. Okay, only my right leg went numb. I'm like, okay, I'm like nothing.
I can't move. I'm gonna.
I
So,
can't.
are you limping to your house?
Yeah. But I was super. I was like, lot of my questions were getting answered in that class. I did not get some big spiritual. I was getting answers to my basic queries, like
Right.
what is life, like what is happiness.
Yeah.
Like I've read so many books on happiness. Everyone has so much philosophies on happiness, but no one tells you like how you can be simply happy. So so those simple things, all the big queries, Sadhguru was just answering it like that. And I was like, what the hell? Why didn't I was getting more angry in the class. Like,
And also,
why
when
didn't
he's answering, doesn't it look like the question suddenly looks very like
Yes.
like
Yeah.
I don't want to say, but the questions start looking very dumb, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
You're asking the question like, I know I have a very good question, and then he starts answering, and you're like, oh,
No.
like I kind of already knew that. So 7 days in. Now, did you from there? Did you actually go to Coimbatore? Because I think from your place it's not too far, right?
No, it's just 4 hours. That's why I went to the ashram first, right? So it
Wait,
was very
4 hours
fast.
by driving?
Train.
Okay.
Around 6 hours by drive.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
So did you go then after that?
I didn't complete my experience.
Oh, go.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
introducing me.
Yeah. So 5th day, nothing happened, leg went numb. But on the
Like,
7th day, there is a video where Sadhguru says, like, if you are willing, you can have access to me in unlimited ways possible. And something just opened within me. It was like all the pain that I had for so long, it just went away in a click.
oh my God.
And I just burst open, just crying. I was like, so much happiness. I was crying. I usually cry a lot when I see some movies, when there is some sad scene.
Yes.
When I touch, means when I cry like that, I'm a very like a little bit sensitive like that. So this is the first, yeah. So this is the first time I'm crying with so much happiness, like actually someone, like when someone genuinely understands you, or when someone genuinely accepts you for who you are without judgment. That is the first time I felt from Sadhguru. He's not there, he's just on a screen, but I am feeling that he's there. Yes, he's there, and he has given it to me.
Oh my gosh.
So I went back from that class just dazed. I'm sitting in my home, I'm eating food. I'm like, what the hell happened? I can't, like, just a week back, I was on my knees, I'm crying, I am anxious, and here I am super happy just to be alive, so happy, doing nothing. I'm not doing anything big.
Understand what happened? Like, what happened? Yeah. What changed in you?
Yeah. I don't know what changed. That's what. I couldn't figure it out, but I just became super happy. I just became like I was a kid, but very alert. I could enjoy just anything. I could just be with my family. I could do whatever. Like my mind was no longer a hindrance. What would take so much thought, now just a thought could do me. Like it was my cousin's wedding during that time, okay, and I'm a kind of person who is very active in everything, but just because of my anxiety, I'm not able to involve in things. Like it's a wedding function and I need to take part in so many things, but now people are supporting me, and though that all stress, but suddenly everything became so relaxed. Like it became so relaxed that I had called so many of my friends to come from different states. So like 50-60 friends I had called. And in the end, all of them were calling like, we can't come. Usually I would be like, what the hell, I called you, I booked room, but now I'm like, no problem, you can't come, that's okay, that is no problem. Like I'm so free. I'm like, what
basically you became chill.
Yeah, I became very
But like
chill.
it's all good. It's cool.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. You can't come. There might be a genuine reason. That's totally fine. No
Yeah.
problem. I became so super chill. I became so like
Otherwise,
so
the old you
efficient.
would have been like,
Yeah, or like I would be stressed, like
you'd be
more
abusing
stressed,
in
like,
Malayalam. In Malayalam,
yeah,
you'd be cursing.
cursing, and you're like, no one loves me. I'm not good enough. All these self doubts
Oh
will
my
creep
God,
up.
the drama.
But now nothing. I'm super chill.
What did
So
that shock your friends though? That the response you gave them, they must have been pretty surprised.
no, like it's a wedding function. They were a bit surprised. I think, like, oh, okay. Like usually they are like very scared. What will Vaisak think? He has called us. He has booked, and suddenly at the last moment, but like, oh, okay, Vaisak, thank you. But
Okay.
they were also super chill. Yeah, and it was going good. And that was the time, actually searched in YouTube inner engineering review, because I am a person. I had a YouTube channel before that,
Right.
like for the psychology. Like I started. Yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Like once I tapered off my drugs, I read a lot of books on these medications, and I realized there's a lot more going to it rather than just what meets the eye. So I wanted to put that awareness in people. So that's how I started my YouTube channel. So there were a few videos that were going on, and then I used to put some men's style videos because I was
In fact,
into dressing up.
I'm gonna link
Yeah.
your videos because I don't know if you know this, but US here we mental health is actually one of the biggest problems. You know, forget physical fitness or physical health, but mentally there's a lot of depressed people, a lot of so this can really change their lives. This is a game changer, you know.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
hope people open their minds and are open to this. That is very important.
Definitely. They have to be open. Even if they're super logical, it's as simple like for our happiness, there's a particular chemistry. When we are sad, there's a particular chemistry. That's what psychiatry also says. So according to them, if you pop a pill, the chemistry gets correct. But the truth is, from outside, whatever you put, it always hampers with the system. But this is the ultimate tool we have. So what if there is a technology with which we can, create that
And
chemistry?
also, what is the harm? This is not a religion.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah,
following a religion.
yeah,
It is. It's not going to hurt you at the end of the day. That is
yeah.
for sure.
That is for sure. So
So
that's when I clicked on inner engineering review on YouTube. A video popped up, but the video was like of a guy walking in a mountain in snow. And if I had watched that video before I went for inner engineering, I would have not attended inner
I
engineering.
know. I know.
Yeah,
So
I'm like
was
no,
that Sadhguru walking in the mountain? Is that
no,
Sadhguru?
no. It's a random. It's a guy
Some
like me.
random guy?
Yeah, he's working like I've done inner engineering, and oh my god,
Oh,
he's a genuine guy. Now I know he's put his genuine stuff, but someone from outside, like
yeah.
a person like who's watching a lot of awesome like
He's not
review
gonna. He's not
unboxing.
gonna be like, this is legit.
This is legit, yeah. So
That's
that is
when
when
you
I
started your YouTube channel. You're like, I really need to bring some awareness.
yeah. So that's when I put out my first video, the inner engineering review, and I just talked more than because I had watched. I used to follow a lot of YouTubers, and what I loved to YouTubers Alpha and Real Men Real Style, and how they used to put out content regarding men's style. So more how I would connect with them is they were very vulnerable. They would talk about their anxiety. They would talk and why they are doing this. So my video was also like that. Rather than pushing the program or telling, oh, inner engineering will give you this and all, I said this is what I was going through, and I attended it and I got it. It might not work for everyone, and that's what, as far as I know, it might not actually.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry.
So
somebody else.
yeah, who's outside? Akka, go answer the call. Yes, you should go.
My husband's getting the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. So that's when like I put out that video. I just put it out and and slowly, suddenly, by that time I had gone for my MPhil in Lucknow. Like I had got admission, right? So I was super chilled now.
Yeah.
So I went for that admission.
Yeah.
So that's when I went there and I started doing my course. So at that time, is there something you want to ask me, Akka? Like I just go on like that. Maybe
I
if you
have like a bunch of questions, but
so
no.
Let's go for that then.
Okay, sure. I wanted to talk on Calorie Calling because this is huge, and I just found out that it's been aired on Discovery Channel, I think last week. So just so everyone who is watching, Sadhguru under the of course Isha Foundation, they are targeting to plant almost 2.1 billion trees. If I'm
2.42 billion, 2.42.
2.2
42.
2.42 billion trees. Okay, so Um, each tree costs about 42 rupees. It's not even $1.
60
So
cents.
literally, I mean, if you, I'm going to link the Kaveri Calling the page, fun page. You can actually go on it. The from what I understand is that river is depleting or is dry.
Yes,
It's
almost
a
gone.
mess. It's basically
It's
it's a mess, and it's been going on for too long. And there are states which have been known to be very, with the flowing water. Even they're going to be suffering from water shortages, and they depend heavily on the water from this river. And there's a projection that they too will start having a water shortage in the next coming years. And the only way that anyone can prevent this from happening is just growing more trees, because the more trees you grow, it will sort of bring in, of course, rainfall and everything. So it's such a phenomenal project that Sadhguru's began. So I don't know if you want to add anything to it, Vaisak, about the project itself.
Yeah, just a little bit, there are a lot of tree campaigns and it's very good, but the one significant difference about this initiative that I felt is what Sadhguru says is always when there is a campaign, people say save trees, do not cut trees, save trees, only plant. So there is always a clash between economy and ecology, right? Like economy is responsible for all this,
Right.
but everyone needs business.
Yep.
So the Kaveri Calling is a game changer because it is a marriage of ecology and economy. Because what Sadhguru has done is the trees that are planted, like a river basin in tropical region, especially the Kaveri basin, like we need more trees, because when there are more tree covers on both sides of the catchment area, whenever like in the monsoon season the rain comes, the trees catch the rain in the soil, and then it slowly percolates and it holds it. So what happens is it is all fields over here, like paddy fields and all on both areas. Now when you say to a farmer you need to plant trees and then you cannot cut it, you are like trying to destroy his livelihood.
You're taking away his livelihood. Absolutely.
Yeah. You maybe as an ecologist you want to plant trees, but what is the use for him?
Yeah, I know.
So that is the difference. What Sadhguru has brought here is these are not normal trees. These are timber trees and fruit bearing trees.
Oh.
Yeah. So the thing is, like after like 3-4 years, even if his crop fails, he can cut these trees and he can sell it. So it's not about just planting trees.
Got it.
He can cut the trees. Why would he plant a tree if he cannot cut it?
True.
Most people say it's a destruction of life. Let's not go there. Like he will only plant more trees if he can get an income out of it.
I agree.
So there are fruit trees from which he'll get fruits. There are timber trees and so much more. So that is the difference between this thing and the Kaveri Calling. So it's beautifully done by Sadhguru, and it has already been shown. Like there are a lot of farmers who already follow this agroforestry. This model is known as agroforestry. So it has already been shown to be successful, and if we can, this needs to be successful, because if this Kaveri Calling, if we revitalize the river, then there is no longer going to be any question. Every country in the tropical region can adopt this practice, because we have had a lot of movements, a lot of people trying to convince people, but it has not happened. So we need to pull this off.
Yeah, we need to pull this off. Absolutely.
So this is not something that is going to happen in India, or like everyone should contribute to this, because once we show this, because already the Kaveri Calling has been approved by United Nations. Everyone in United, all over the world are looking at this. They have told Sadhguru, even in today's live, like Sadhguru, if you can pull this off, this will be a game changer.
This will be a game changer.
Because once this
there are naysayers saying, "Oh, this project, they already, people are there. They sit on their, I don't want to say it, but it's so easy to be like, it's not gonna work. But you know what? I'm 100% sure in maybe a year or so, you will be.
Yeah. Because right now also a lot of people might have been like this because it has come on Discovery Channel. And Discovery Channel wouldn't put out some documentary if it's rubbish or some nonsense.
No.
So I think a lot of naysayers are already being quite like, shit, what happened?
Yeah. Well, good.
So, like the plan is so solid that within 3 to 4 years, of farmers in like India is famous for its suicide capital. Like it's known as like the suicide region for farmers. Yeah. So within like 2 to 3 years, a farmer's income will increase anywhere from 300 to 800%. So
fantastic.
It is that solid a plan, and it's not only that. Like just because you plant a tree, like in India, there are so many rules that you can't cut a tree. Like if you have a tree, just because it is some variety of tree and the government has a rule, you cannot cut it. Sadhguru is not only planting trees, he is working with government to remove such rules. so that the farmer can actually make use of it. Why will a farmer plant a tree if he cannot sell it?
I
Why
agree.
would he plant it?
Exactly.
So no one will plant a tree. Even I wouldn't plant a tree in my own home.
So many restrictions in place also. So he's working to help bring to light, because again, awareness. People are not even aware that you can't even do this. Oh wow. All right. So please, 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 if you're watching, please go ahead and
Contribute a tree.
Contribute a tree, not one tree.
Yeah, 60 cents.
Everybody, no, please, 10 trees, people, you know.
I only ask for one, Akka. One is good.
You're asking for one, I'm asking for 10 trees. I'm like $5, people, $5. Very quickly, this is a very quick one. Now, Chit Shakti meditation. How many times do we do this? I don't find any answer anywhere. And I'm like, I'm doing this meditation. It's not very easy. So if you can, I mean, for those who don't, I'll again link it. It's a nice one. It's, you know, they're segmented. So you have, if you want to focus on the 4 elements of life, so you could have love, you could have health. So these meditations are guided meditations, but steering you towards a specific aspect of your life. Now, take a guess which one I do. Which one do I do?
Success, Akka. You do success.
Oh, you are a smart cookie, aren't you? What I'm always doing. So yes, so every time my husband finds me, because he's done Shambhavi Mahamudra, he's like deep into. I've actually personally never done, but I want to. I finished producing my children, so now I can, you know, get into that. I have 3 kids, so it's a lot of work. But I do Chit Shakti, and then he keeps asking me. He's like, "How many times do you?" I was like, "I'm going to ask Vaisak. How many times?"
So how many times do you do it, Akka, on a day?
No. I do once or twice a week. Okay, not 3 times a day. That's too.
Okay.
So what is your recommendation, or is there no cut? There's no cut rule for this.
I haven't heard of any cut rules for this, like the Chit Shakti meditation. I think personally you can do it like, I think ideal would be 1 per day. Why would you do 3 times a day? Maybe if you want, you can do.
I think once a day is good, right? Like
once a day is quite good. Like there are 4. Like how I do it is there are four meditations. One's for peace, success, then love, and one more is there health. Yeah. So I do 1 per.
Which Vaisak does?
Love.
And you will find love. A nice Malayali girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so those who are doing Chit Shakti meditation once a day is good. It's like a 20 minute long.
It is, like a bit more I would like to say about it is like there are a lot of books written on your mind, the power of your mind, like Secret and all this. So, but they actually don't give a solid tool for which you, like they talk about the power of the mind, like everything is manifested, you can do it, but how to do it, no one talks. Like I haven't found much information. They say, you know, think, focus, but
visualize.
Visualize. But how? It is very tough to close your eyes and visualize. My thoughts are really good.
You know, saying to visualize is easy. The actual process
is very tough.
Yeah. But when he says, you know, picture you're walking up a mountain, I'm able to do that pretty well. I was like, I must have walked up some mountain in my previous life, because I'm very specific about my environment. So we talked about depression. So that's huge. And I think that's really the essence of the show with you today, is bringing to light how inner engineering can help you escape Prozac, so to speak, you know. What else? Yes. So there's something on Vaisak's hand. Vaisak, if you could just show everybody what. Now this is something extremely special. It's called the BHairavi Raksha, and that is actually Devi on. You can see the Devi ma. If you've been to Isha Foundation, is that the idol which is there?
Yeah. It's the Linga Bhairavi idol.
Linga Bhairavi, right? Could you tell us why you wear this and the significance, and if you have found any difference, or, you know, most important?
Before I talk about the difference, the one thing, you know, I was a very super logical person. Like everything needed to have a reason. Like something which science has not explained now, I wouldn't believe it.
Truvi, don't come. Hold on, I'll edit this out. Truvi, okay, you can say hi and then you can go. Vaisak, this is my middle. I have.
Hey, how are you?
This is Dhruva. Let me say hi.
Hi.
See, I was in Isha Foundation last year.
I Isha Hotel
Oh, and they were running around the hall and they were losing it over there.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Can you imagine? My
Yeah,
3
right,
kids
fine.
all running around the hall. They kept coming to us. Can you guys take care of your kids?
Oh, is it? That is there. Super
And
strict.
they love the food. Okay, Dhruv, you gotta go. Bye bye. Go to Papa. Go to Papa. Bye. Mm. So yes, we were. I'll cut to just give a gap. Okay, so we're talking about the BHairavi Raksha.
Yeah. So the BHairavi Raksha. So like before I talk about the BHairavi Raksha, like you were asking like, did you find any change in
Yes.
while wearing this? So the one thing that I was an atheist in my life before, after reading some books, and I
I
was a
believe it.
skeptic, and
Oh my God.
yeah, and now so many things were happening. So for me, unless the present science, like the existing scientific community, unless they haven't explained something or found out something, it didn't, it didn't make logical sense, or it didn't exist. But once I did inner engineering, it came into my experience that doing Shambhavi Mahamudra has taken out of my anxiety and depression. Now, no billion-dollar research has happened on Shambhavi Mahamudra then. Now, right now, there's a research by Harvard which shows that, this process, inner engine, actually helps with your depression, anxiety. But then it was not there. But for me, it was in my personal experience, and I did not need a billion-dollar research. I understood that whatever Sadhguru is offering is much more than what science has explained right now. He knows his stuff. He knows his deal.
Oh, he knows this thing,
So
right?
he knows his deal. So I realized that. So now during this present time, the COVID, like everyone is, the only tool, we have no vaccine, we have nothing. The only tool we have is our immunity system. We have to eat the right food. We have to do the right things. So the BHairavi Kavacham is not like a miracle amulet or something. This is basically a device offered by Sadhguru to boost our immunity.
Got it.
Just by wearing this, let me be very clear, just by wearing this does not mean that you would not get COVID, or
Or
you should not wear your mask or not use,
but
I have this, I won't use mask, or
I
I
know
won't have.
you're like
It's
walking
not
around
that.
with a mask. You're like,
Yeah.
"You're dumb."
Yes. This is not a Wonder Woman thing.
You're like, oh, like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah. So this is based on the ancient science that copper, if you wear with our body, it is very
Oh
good. It
no,
has
it's
been,
very good. It's very
yeah,
good.
and this has been consecrated in a special way to boost our immunity also. Like there's a special device inside this BHairavi Kavacham. Like if you remove it, you can see it inside. Like
Oh,
there is
oh, I see that.
which keeps in touch with your skin. So
Wow.
so it is good to wear it continuously, or at least 3 to 5 hours per day. So like you asked for my experience, I haven't had any experience
No,
with it. That could
and
be
I'm
the
sure
very
a lot
truth.
of people would be interested because we're winning in the world in terms of COVID cases. USA is number one. So proud.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would love to get. So now, is this product, is it available in US, or how can we order it?
It is not available in US, but we have like an Isha Life store. One
Okay.
of our local volunteer runs it, and he ships it.
Okay.
Isha
So
does not ship
maybe
it.
I'll get the contact from you,
Yeah,
and
you can take his email ID.
I will link his information in the description box. If anyone's interested in the BHairavi Raksha, you can order it. It will be shipped to you. So that is phenomenal. I want to know about Kangana. So
Oh,
I feel like Sadhguru in many ways has saved her. She's so the energy and everything. I mean, she's able to talk about what the crap that's going on in Bollywood, and that I feel like that strength has come from inner engineering, so to speak. She also went on to do one of the toughest. It's after Shambhavi Mahamudra. Is there another level? I forget the name, but she did.
I think she did the advanced program known as Samyama, which is like she always is like the PhD of Isha. I was also there at the same batch. I was somewhere. She was also
Wait.
there.
You were there too.
Yeah, I was there too. Like.
So you did the program. So that's like the PhD. Was it?
I don't know. It's not like PhD or anything, but that is supposed to be the most advanced
Yes,
program
it is the
that is
mother
offered
of
by
all.
Sadhguru.
It is the mother of all. What was that experience like?
For me, there was no big experience, to be very truthful. But for me, it was big. Okay, like maybe someone listening, I do not know how they judge it. But for me, like even I did Shambhavi, I did all the yogasanas program, means Hatha Yoga programs. I used to did so many programs, but I couldn't sit still and all. Means while doing the practice, I would sit still, and then I would open my eyes and I had to do some activity. But it is only after my doing my samyama that I could just be with my breath. I could, breathing became such a beautiful process. I could sit, oh my God, this is like eating chocolate. It became like that for me.
Wow, like every
There is
breath.
something, yeah. like it is so like I experienced that. So I know there is a lot more to the breath than just
So
breathing. There is,
when you say that, the first thing that comes to my head is like you're grateful for that breath that's going in. You're grateful
yeah, yeah,
that what it.
yeah.
And I think
Like I did not do anything.
yeah,
Just breathing itself is a big thing.
it's a big thing. I agree. It's a gift. We take a lot for granted.
Yeah,
We take a lot for granted. We're always looking what what can I mean what's next? Like what else? But they don't look at what's already
yeah,
the amazing everything that's happening around you. No one looks at that.
yeah.
You always see the grass is looking. Oh, my neighbor's grass is
Your
my
name more green.
it is true. Oh man, no. So Vaisak, that's pretty much it. Um,
But
uh,
you are asking about Kangana. We talked about
oh
Samyama.
yes, we started going into all this stuff. So Kangana, so does she go to? I think she's there right now. If I'm not wrong, I don't know.
Don't know. They are all celebrities. They will have separate. Maybe we do not know. Like
Oh,
their privacy is very important, right? So
of
I do not
course,
know.
of course. So you wouldn't even know.
I didn't even know. Like I had read in like some newspaper on Akka showed me see Kangana is coming for a meditation program in Coimbatore. So I knew it was this only. But we
Got it.
like
Got it.
she was in the same hall only. But Samyama is a silence program.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
whether Kangana is there or Amitabh Bachchan is there, we are there to be with Sadhguru. It doesn't matter.
I
Me and
agree, and
Sadhguru.
I
That's it.
agree. Do you? So have you met him many times?
Sadhguru?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, yes. Okay. Like in satsangs and all, we can meet him person
Okay.
to person. I have not met him, but
You
I don't know.
have a VIP pass since you are. I.
Since Shambhavi initiation, I have a VIP pass. So if I
Oh,
close my eyes, Sadhguru is there. It's like most people like when the first time I met Sadhguru, actually I didn't feel anything. Like after my initiation, I went for this lap of the master program. I saw Sadhguru, ah, good. He looks nice, very good. That's all. For me, he's very present, actually present when I am not with him. Like when he's physically not present, that is when I am able to, just know that he's there.
connect to him.
Connect, yeah. That I don't know how to logically explain it,
Yeah.
but it's not something big like oh Sadhguru is there or something like that. It's very subtle thing. Like I know
Yeah.
it might sound foolish to others, but it's just that I know it and it's okay
Oh,
for me.
I'm so happy, Vaisak, that you overcame. I wouldn't say the demons that had captured you. You overcame it. You have conquered. You have this huge wow, and I have to tell you, your smile, your energy comes through in your videos. I had to tell you because how I discovered you was, again, I was looking for some answers on Chit Shakti meditation.
Okay.
That's how I chanced upon your video. I said, I'm going to watch this guy for a minute or so. Next thing I see, I finish a video and I was like, that's amazing. I love this guy. I love the way he talks. Then I go to another video and another video. And I ended up watching quite a, almost 10 of your videos. So I said,
Oh, awesome.
there's something very special about you. So keep doing what you're doing. You're very natural. And the best part is you're doing exactly what I'm doing, is enriching people's lives. People leave your show learning something.
Thank you, Akka.
And that in itself is a gift to humanity. It's a gift to all of us. We're learning something from you.
Right.
Although your Q&As are funny. Some of the questions you're like what? Love it. You gotta check out Vaisak's Q&A live sessions. Oh my god. But yeah, so keep it up, and I would love to do another session with you. We can touch a bit more on Kala Bhairav, which is the next project that Sadhguru has. It's a huge project. Not much information is there about it, but I'm guessing it'll come out.
Sure, it might come
Anything
out
else
soon.
you want to tell anybody, Vaisak, to the US audience and the UK audience who will be watching this, and the Kenyan audience too from Africa?
Oh, that's great. Thank you. I will just say thank you. And I would just say, just give this a chance. Like it is, like I said again, what is being offered is something so huge. So just take a simple step. I know there are a lot of fake gurus, there are a lot of thing, but maybe there is a genuine person. And just because there are so many fake things, you should not miss out on a genuine opportunity, because this is something that will take you beyond life and death.
Yeah.
It is such an immense pursuit. Like as a human being, like all of us want everything. Like, but if we go through our own means of money, power, we need. Personally, I need not do it. Like if I look at celebrities, they're the most depressed people.
Oh
If I
yeah,
look at politicians, they're the most corrupt people.
absolutely.
So all this power, all this money has not made them happy or super good people. So there needs to be something within that needs to, turn on before
That's
we
the
get
thing.
into all these positions.
Money can't buy you happiness.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
like Kangana, like she had so many things, but there was some bit of less stability. But now, if you look at her, the way she's working out in the world, it's in a total different thing.
totally different. She's changed the
Totally
whole
different.
trajectory
Yeah, yeah,
of where her life. You know, she was boycotted, but look at her. Does she look
yeah,
sad?
yeah.
Nope.
No, no. So before we work out in the world, just I want to leave out this yoga or spirituality does not mean like we have to go to Himalayas or we need to, go somewhere. Your own room is your Himalaya, your cave. You just spend half an hour over there. That is done. Then you work out in the world. You do whatever you want, but do this much for yourself and then work out in the world. Bring that stability and
Yeah.
you can just transform like it is like I would just leave with this. Like Sadhguru always says this, ask people like what kind of people do you want to be with? So everyone says you want to be with joyful people.
Yes.
So there is not miserable people, right? So
No.
Sadhguru says everyone else is expecting the same. There
Yes.
is only one thing you need to do. If you are joyful, that is the biggest thing. You do not need to contribute money. You need not plant trees also for Calorie Calling as much as I care. If you are joyful, that is the biggest thing you can do to the world. So I would just leave it
Also,
that, Akka.
fill your life with love, hatred. Put all hatred aside. Thank you so much, Vaisak.